Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. Welcome to episode 26 of an overhaul on the Bolex Rex, a reassembly of the Bolex fader and shutter. So I'm taking this bracket right here and I'm using a Q-tip and alcohol and cleaning this port right here where the shutter goes. And as you can see, it's got dirt on it, and that can cause the shutter to stick as well. So we're going to put the new ports in and that type of thing. Going to put a basic reassembly right here, see if everything fits. It does. I go back and I got to do some fine tuning. Alright, so there's the dirt, and let's get started on this. Alright, so this area on the bracket right here at the end of my pencil eraser, make sure it's clean as well. Use some rubbing alcohol. Your shutter starts sticking. At times where the front and the back, this is what the issue is. See that dirt? Okay. And as you might have guessed it, on the inside right there, pipe cleaner. Run these right through here. Alright. Make sure there's no other dust in there. Any debris in the pipe cleaner. And move on. Alright. Got washers I got to put in. Touch of graphite grease in here. Alright. Start applying these washers. Okay, this part I want to show you right here. Turn it around to the reverse side. And here at the end of my pencil eraser, I keep finding rust, small amounts of rust in different places. So under this arm right here, there's a bit of rust, and I've removed it with the diamond file. So eventually, due to issues like this, I'm going to have to actually take this entire part, machine out the gears, because the reason that these gears and some of the other pieces, like on the shutter itself, the screws won't move, is because they've been they just like this, they've been riveted or tapped in there. Okay, so they're not meant to be moved again. So I'm going to have to machine these out eventually, clean this entire plate off, and either make new gears if these survive, which is going to be difficult because of this. This brass right here is a soft metal, and put everything back together all over again. I have to reconstruct this part due to the rust. All right, but moving on. Just a tip there. Next, this piece, and we're going to start assembling these pieces here at the top of the frame. So first piece is going to be this small leaf spring, okay, and it's going to go on just like this in a C fashion, just like this. Okay, these two open parts at the bottom will be at the bottom. So in other words, piece of lint, fit it on here just like that. Okay, the next part, there you go. this one. As you can see, it does have at the bottom one, then two little feet at the bottom there. There is a lip up top, right up here, that will go around one of the fittings of the fader, one of the chromed, that I've got to get re-chromed, rather. Alright, so I'll take this part, just like so. And fit this right under here like that. And that is how that looks. Alright. Next is the silver lever arm for the fader. If you look close, there is a indentation of a hole here. So it's a half of a hole. But down here is a notch, a little pin that's sticking out at the bottom. This goes towards the inside of the fader, okay? So, place this down just like we held it. Pick these parts up. And this part has to go on top of this part here. You have to get them around the other pieces, inside of there, and around that notch. See that rivet right there at the end of my pencil eraser? Right there. That's where it has to go. And it slides straight through there. Alright? So we have to get that right worked in there. Alright, that's as far as it's going to go. Now I got to turn it around and work it the other way. Now you'll see what I mean. There's a notch on the back right here at the end of my pencil eraser. A pin. It has to get under and inside of that long hole. So as you recall, micro flathead screwdriver. Alright. Lift this part up. Push that silver bar down inside of there. Look close, right there. I'm done. Everything is locked, as it should be. Alright? Moving on. Next, since you're going to be putting these parts back together in screws, you want to do something that hasn't been done before. You want to add anti-seize. This will prevent corroded and rusted screws and the elements getting inside there. So take some of this product, put it on your brush, and you want to get right at the tip in there, putting it around there where the screw goes. One, there's two, and I'm sure I'll put some on the screw itself. And next time you have to take these off, or whoever else gets the camera in the future, they won't have as difficult of time. Because again, number one problem with Bolex cameras or any vintage movie camera is rusted screws. Getting those things off can be almost an impossibility. Alright, moving on. You see here on this screw right here, how it's all been stamped in right there to keep it permanent. So eventually I'm going to have to drill these out, machine everything, make new gears very possibly, because they're brass, and maybe make a new plate, reconstruct it. At any rate, next, this part here, we take it, check how clean it is on the back. There we are. Good. Flip it over and around. we go. Okay, adding some more anti-seize right here, right in there, right up top there. Right. Next, the screws. The small-headed flathead screw goes at the top. And remember, don't get anything too terribly tight. I'll put the other two in on my lonesome. Nothing needs to be very tight on a Bolex. Okay, so far at this point that is attaching some of the shutter parts back into the turret. You got to get these fader parts in there, but that's going to take measuring and more work on the anvil, smoothing and leveling and filing everything out. Alright, so until next time, do contact me at the social media outlets provided on the screen, and do always subscribe. Until next time, see ya!